Guys, it's time for another Kaldesh draft. It's been out for a while. It's a pretty cool set for drafting. It's a really complex draft, I think. And let's see where we can go with it. So, see you in a second. Alright, pack 1. And yeah, it's a pretty cool pack. Pretty good cards with a very clear first pick. Skyship Stalker is a really good card. 3-3 flight for 4 is already good, and the fact that it has 3 very relevant abilities makes it just an extremely powerful card, so I'm gonna take it. Red is also decent in this format. I like green as well, so I really don't mind picking up such a strong rare pack 1. If it wasn't in the pack, I think it's between Skyweller's Shot and Tidy Conclusion. And another notable cards are Consul's Shield Guard, and to a lesser extent Infiltrator, Monitor, and even Maneuver. You can even do some cool stuff with Night Market Lookout. So it's Stalker, and I think followed by Skyweller's Shot, then Tidy Conclusion. But yep, gonna take the rare and see where it leads us. Alright, so second pack, not as impressive. We have a few decent options. So we can take either Hub and Stay Open. We can take Servitor the Conduit or Pima Outrider, both really good green cards. Spontaneous Artist is a decent card, but I don't think it's in the power level of the green cards. Malfunction is fine, but I think again it's not as strong as the green cards. So as far as I'm concerned, I think it's either Servant of the Conduit or Pima Outrider. Both very strong. There's not a lot of ramp or fixing in it. Well, there is some fixing, but there's not a lot of ramp. I think it's either 7th or the P-Mounter. P-Mounter is just so powerful. I mean, it's really close. I think because there is not a lot of fixing, the 7th is really strong, but the P-Mounter is just is 4/4 Trampler for 4. It's an extremely powerful card. I'm gonna go with the Outrider. I like this card so much. I can't pass it. Alright, so now we have a few good 2-drops. We can take the Sage, which gives us energy. We can take Sky Skiff, which is a really decent vehicle. But I think Seed Sculptor is just a better card. It's very versatile. It can make one of your creatures a little bigger and still be a decent body, because there are a lot of 1/1s in the format. So yeah, I'm just gonna take the green card. Like the Seed Sculptor, I think it's the best green card in the pack. Veteran Motorist is great, but I want to stay green if I can, because I told you I like the Pima so much. Alright, so green still looks open. Kind of getting punished for taking the Outrider over the ramp creature, but Riparian Tiger is a very good card. It's a big body. I like green a lot in this format, as I said. Theorist is also very good. Gives you 3 energy, which is a lot. The 1 free body for a 2-drop is really good. But it looks like green is open, and I want to see if we can build a really nice green deck. Alright. So not a lot of decent cards in this pack. No green cards, no really good red cards. We can take Select for Inspection, which I don't think is so good. Other options are the Mastodon or the Express. I think the best card is Molfist Squad. Not really crazy for it though. But really, there's nothing too fascinating in this pack. I'm just gonna take this squad for the sideboard and see. Maybe we'll go black. Alright, so Pillarbag is fine, but Sage of Sahili's Claim is a really decent card for energy, and we already have Riparian Tiger that uses energy. Hopefully you can pick up some Rhinos or other stuff that use energy. Wouldn't mind willing the Puzzle Knot. I actually like this Puzzle Knot. I think 6 life and 6 energy is a lot. So I usually don't mind playing one of those in my deck. Okay, so it's either a Tomb Weaver or another Sage. I like the second Sage. Oh, actually there's Thriving Grubs, also a very decent card. Yeah, if you want to go red-green energy, thriving grubs is a really decent pickup. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the grubs. Wouldn't mind another sage, but grubs is really good. Alright, here we see a really good white card out of all of a sudden. There's Lawless Broker, which is good. I think the High Spire Partisan is decent in the right deck, but it's not this deck. And there's also Prophetic Prism, which is, you know, it's always fine. This is really weird, it's really late. I can also take the Eagle Construct just as a just as a 2-drop, excuse me. I think I'm gonna go with the Prism. I'm gonna go with the. You know what? No, I'm just gonna cut green. I'm just gonna cut green. I don't really want to play any of the other cards. I just don't want anyone to think green is open to my left. So I'm gonna cut green. We might even side it in if our opponent will show us a lot of flying creatures. All right, so we could have had 3 of those. They're not bad, but we're gonna take a Well-Fest Monitor and be pretty happy with it. It's a decent card. Whoop. Yeah, we have 3 hours to finish this draft. All right, so we can take another one. Be a little aggressive. That's fine. And now we can take the 2-drop. Not sure we're gonna play it, but it's there. So we have 8 creatures so far. This Prima Outrider could have been the ramp spell, but I kind of like the Outrider in this deck. The 4/4 trample is important, like the fact that it's a big body that can just go get damage through blockers is important. And our curve looks really decent, especially if we do like this. So we don't even need to ramp that much because we can probably go, in many games we can go like 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop, maybe 5-drop, or 2-drop, 3-drop, then 2-2-drop. So ramping into 4 is not as important as other decks. Alright, I guess we take the green card again. So someone to our left is gonna play black 100%. It feels like black is open, to be honest, but I think we're too late about that. And Peterbug is not the card that's gonna make me go into black now, so just gonna take this Prowler. By the way, I think it's a decent card. 6/6 for 6 is fine. And Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo. Sure, let's take the 5/2. Anyway, so 6/6 for 6 is fine in this format, which is usually the creatures are relatively small. Okay. Ooh. That's a decent card. 4/4 for 4. And you have to pay 2 energy at the end step. Should have had trample, I think. Okay, so a few options. We can take this Hellion. We can take Hunter Week. We can take Welding Sparks. I think these are the 3 best cards. So I think it's between Sparks and Hellion. I didn't play with this card yet. It's supposed to be, it looks like it's at least decent, especially if we want to be aggressive. We have 8 creatures so far, so that's not amazing, but I didn't play with this card yet. I didn't even see it, so I kind of want to try it out. I think the Sparks is actually a better pick, but I want to try this card out. We have 1 Sage, and we have 1 Thriving Grubs and Riparian Tiger. We do want to use our energy. I want to try this Hellion. I think Sparks is a better card, but let's try. You know what? Fine, let's just try the Hellion. Again, I don't think it's the best card. I think the better pick would be the Sparks, but I want to try it out. Alright, so 2 options for us. We have Durable Handicraft, which is better than it looks, especially since we have like 9 creatures so far. Or we can take another Riparian Tiger. I think I want to try this Durable Handicraft. I had people tell me it's really good. I kind of want to try it out also. Riparian Tiger is great, by the way, but let's try this. I mean, our deck doesn't want to be off curve, that's true, but this looks like a really decent card in and 9 creature deck, maybe probably even more. Here, there's a very good card against us. This is a great card, captured by the Consulate. We can take either Hijack, Attune with Either, or Salivating Gremlins. Right now we have 3 cards that use energy. I don't really like Attune with Either. I don't think it's such a good card. Salivating Gremlins is fine, but we need a lot of artifacts, we only have 2. If you hear snoring in the background, it's my dog. So I think it's between these two. I'm gonna go with the Gremlins. I think it's a good card, and if we can pick up some more artifacts, it's even better. Alright, Key to the City is decent in this deck. We have some big creatures that we don't mind getting through. Filtering cards is usually good. It's either that or like Puzzle Knot or Monitor, I guess. So we're gonna try to Key to the City. It's not a card that I would usually play. I don't think it's amazing, but I think this deck is fine. So here Self-Assembler is good, but I think another PM Outer is perfect for this deck. It can generate an artifact like a servo for the Gremlins. It's good with Key to the City, good with Durable Handicraft if we have a lot of mana, because we can get like 4/4 and a 2/2. It's just a decent card. It's another good 4-drop. So yeah, it's gonna take another PM Outrider. Here, so we can take Thriving Grubs, which is another thing that uses energy, or we can take another Sage, which generates energy. This is actually pretty close. We have 1, 2, 3 things that use energy right now. So this one gives me only 1 more energy. I think it's the Grubs. I think the 1 energy is different, makes a difference, but it's not that big a difference, and the Grubs is such a better 2-drop because it can be a 3/2 by turn 3, so I think it's so much better, so I'm just gonna take these Grubs. I would love another Sage, as I said before, but I think the Grubs is better. Alright, Infiltrator is fine. We're not really cooling right now, but it's still fine. Might even replace the Gremlins. Okay. So we have 13 creatures. Maybe Starter Engines is good enough. We don't have any vehicles, that's true, but we have a lot of creatures. Other option is Reckless Fireweaver. We have 3 artifacts and 2 PM Outriders. That's also an option. Or another 5-drop, Wayward Giant. I think a source of damage not through creatures is pretty important, and we have again 3 creatures and 2 servo generators, so this Reckless Fireweaver might be good enough. Wow, I can't believe this guy wheeled. I'm just gonna take another Monitor. It's an artifact for the Gremlins and for the Fireweaver. It's a decent 3-drop. It's fine. Here, I'm gonna take Demolish, I guess. So we have 4 artifacts and 2 Fabricators. This deck is interesting. It's aggressive and I don't know, it has some synergies. Interesting, we'll see where it goes. We'll take Hijack. It's a decent sideboard card. Might even run one main if we decide we're aggressive enough. So let's see, how many things do we have that generate energy? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll take the 500 Pillar Bug that we see. We'll take Creeping Mold. Creeping Mold is actually fine. We'll take the Camel. It's actually kind of decent against us because it stopped all our early attackers. Ooh, another Capture by the Consulate, not for us. Alright, for us, what can we take? This pack is kind of weak for us. There's Appetite for the Unnatural, which is a decent card. I don't mind running one of those, even though in this deck it doesn't shine. Founder Inspector is good, but we only have like 4 artifacts, it's not amazing. I think it's a pretty clear Bomat Bazaar Barge. Barge? I don't know, this vehicle. 5/5 for 4 that we can crew with pretty much everything we have, and especially with this guy it's better. It also draws you a card, it's a really good card, so yeah. Happy to take that. Cloud Blazer, my favorite card in the format. No, why? Well, we're so far away from Cloud Blazer. Or for Kingpin, by the way, which is also pretty good. So we have a few options. PM Outrider is great. We talked about it already. It's a really good card. We have 2 of those, it's just good. Dragster is fine. Sage can get us energy, which is great. Puzzle Knot, I would probably play one, but I think it's Renegade Freighter. This card is so powerful. You play it on 3, almost our entire deck sets it off, and it's just a very good card, so I'm just gonna take this Freighter. Oh, and this should be here. Ooh! Wow, this spec is really good for us. I wouldn't mind even trying to splash unless a disintegration. Doorbuster is really good. Spontaneous Artist is great, gives a creatures haste, but obviously it's another Skyship Stalker, which is just a super powerful card. Having 2 of those or 2 dragons in the deck, it's great. So we have very powerful creatures. We don't have any removal, I think, which might be problematic, but our removal the removal is our creatures. Like, we are taken with the creatures and they have to block, and that's the removal. It's a funny way of putting it, but that's the way we're gonna have to work. It's gonna have to work. I wouldn't mind picking up 1 piece of removal just to have some control, and I wouldn't mind picking up Born to Smash or whatever it's called. Okay, so yes, for removal we got it. Repair and Tiger is great, we already said it, but I think Hunter Week is the pick here. We have some big creatures that can go well with. I think Pyrohelix and Reprisal are fine, especially because we want to deal damage to our opponent to try and finish the game. But Hunter is so much better because there are a lot of 3 toughness creatures in this format. So I think Hunter is just better than those 2. Okay, so where should we go? Another Repair and Tire or another Thriving Grubs? That's interesting. This is really close. So how many actual 2-drops do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And only 1 5-drop, but the Tiger is so strong. I think I want the 2-drop though. These grubs are great, and hopefully we can wheel 1 Tiger. Wild Dreams is good. I don't think it's the right deck for it, but it's really good. Spontaneous Artist is great. It's just a 3/3 haste creature. Yeah, let's take the Artist. Don't mind playing one of those. This deck seems, I don't know, seems good? We'll have to see. I usually don't draft these kind of decks, but it looks pretty good. Okay, we can take the Narnam Cobra, or we can take Incendiary Sabotage, which completely wrecks us. We're probably not gonna play the Sabotage. We'll just take the Cobra, another decent 2-drop. So we can either run 16 lands, which is definitely an option, or we can try and cut 1 card. Maybe like 1 Monitor, or maybe the Gremlins. Though we do have 7 artifacts and 2 Outriders, so it's probably enough artifacts to run the Gremlins. How about this Fireweaver? It's not amazing. Okay, so Giant Spectacle is actually pretty decent in this kind of decks because you're pressuring your opponent. This can just get the last points of damage through, but I think Cobra is just better in this specific case. So we're gonna have to make at least 1 cut. I really don't know which one, especially if we take another artifact. Cobra just attacks through a lot. Okay, so now we can take Aradara Express. I don't think it's that bad. because it's just a big thing that can hit for a punch. But I'm just gonna cut Impeccable Timing. It's really good against us. And ooh, Puzzle Knot is good. Interesting. So we can take Puzzle Knot, or we can just cut the Artisan. I think I'm just gonna take Puzzle Knot and see if we can try and shove it into somewhere in the deck. You can probably take out one Cobra. So now we need to make one more cut. If we run 16 lands, and I think we're going to run 16 lands. So Gremlin seems pretty good now. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, even 9, 10 artifacts. You can even run the Cobra from the side, that's going to be 11. Let's cut... Well, we can actually play larger than life. I don't think it's that bad in our deck. I think it's definitely an option if you want to be aggressive, it's really good. You need to cut one card. Maybe this Infiltrator, though it's really good with the Barge. Even just as an attacker, it's fine. Not crazy about this Hylian, but we'll see how it functions. Maybe one Monitor. Ooh, another Fireweaver. Okay. So maybe slight change of plans. I don't want to play against Ibex. We can go heavy on the artifacts. It's 3. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Don't know why it's over there. So we can play this guy from the side. Nothing else too interesting. Or we can play the Construct as an artifact. So we can go heavier on the artifacts. And to cut 3 cards. So again, we can go heavier on the artifacts. We only have like 3 cards that really benefit from artifacts, though, the Gremlins and 2 Reckless Fireweavers. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe even 10, 11, 12 artifacts. That's a lot. That's a lot. Ooh. I'm really uncertain about this. So we can just go lower on artifacts, cut these 3, which are not amazing, and then like we have the Gremlins that still gain something from artifacts, and that's pretty much it. We can take out one Nardam Cobra and just run one Reckless Fireweaver, because probably in the long run the Fireweaver will do more damage. If we like do this with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I'm not even certain about that. We take out the Puzzle Knot. Though I think it's pretty decent in our deck. You can take out maybe Spontaneous Artist, because we're gonna use our energy on other stuff. Okay, if we take this guy out and play Fireweaver, then probably do more damage. And like these Stalkers can also gain haste. So that's an option. Now do we want to play like the Fireweaver over something else? How good is, well, Durable Handicraft seems pretty good in our deck. We have a lot of creatures, like 18 creatures. It seems like it's very good. To be honest, I really don't like this Hellion so much, but I want to try it. So if you want to play the Fireweaver, we take out one more card. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 artifacts. That's not that many. I can even take out the first Fireweaver and just run out like the Spontaneous Artist to be a little more versatile. To give our deck another aspect that we don't really have right now, which is giving our creatures haste. For example, like playing the Tiger, giving it haste immediately attacking, seems pretty good. I don't think we have enough artifacts. Like it's borderline. I mean, we can run these 2, and then we're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 artifacts, which is a lot. But then we're gonna have to cut 4 cards. It's gonna be like 1. Probably 2. And I don't know. I think this is better. This is really good with the 2 vehicles. This is good as oops, sorry. Just again to give us another just another dimension to the deck that we don't have right now. So yeah, this is gonna be 8-8. Right, we have a minute to think about this. Do you want to go to this route? If we do, we can take out like Riparian Tiger, Hellion, Spontaneous Artist. Like take out all the heavy stuff. And play 1, 2, 3, 4. Take out one more card. Maybe I don't think this is better actually. I really don't. It's cooler. Not sure it's better. Well, maybe it is better. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 artifacts. No, I don't think it's better. It's just not enough. So we already submitted our deck, so we just need to wait till the draft starts. It's not going to change our deck until if we don't submit. So we're fine. And it's like 1 on 1, right? Alright guys, see you for round number 1.